a year. We do place issues occasionally. Our most recent issue is Pakistan. But we also do, ever since 1983, when the British Council came to Granta and said, enough of criticizing British writing, can't you please say something nice? And so they put together the best of young British novelists. And that just happened to coincide with a generation which included Salman Rushdie and Kazuo Ishiguro and Pat Barker and Rose Tremaine, Julian Barnes, Ian McEwan, some of these people you've probably heard of. And that became a standard bearer for the literary crystal ball. We've done it every 10 years since then. We've had 3 Best of Young British, 2 Best of Young American novelist issues. The first one had a guy named Jonathan Franzen in it before he wrote The Corrections, Jeffrey Eugenides before he wrote Middlesex. So we have a pretty good track record, and we're putting it on the line with this issue, which is the first issue that we've ever done from another language, from another culture, and we couldn't do that without actually having an enormous amount of support from a sister Granta. We have 3 foreign language editions of Granta now, one which is run out of Italy, one which is run from Brazil, and one which is run out of Spain, which has been running for 7 years. And the editors of that publication have said for many years that there is a generation of writers writing in Spanish who have not yet basically been put together as a generation, that they're exciting, they're not being published in English. What are you going to do about it? So that's the genesis for this issue. And I'm really pleased to be here with several people who are at the heart of the issue. At my far left is Valerie Miles, who is the publisher of Momo Ediciones, which is based in Barcelona.
That there is this kind of syntactic level in which things kind of work, and then there is also the semantic level in which things also work. And so we also believe that there are meaning and truth are connected with the semantic level, whereas all the formal components of whatever we say and whatever we do are in this other syntactic, kind of thing. So you could also feel that if all our emotional interactions with the world right now are kind of like going through this writerly stage that kind of implies the fact that we're using this signs constantly, despite the fact that there were truths or not, despite the fact, without a care whether it is truth or it is not, or is it positive or negative, we could get a feel of kind of the matter of virality, right? We can also sense that there is kind of this pattern that unites and puts things together, and so in a way we could also feel like if we are considering syntax this way, maybe we can gain like another kind of way of thinking about meaning, and what are we actually meaning when we say things and when we write them. And literature for some time has frowned upon being political, as either because it was connected with this 1960s fad of the magical religious realism, as my colleague Carlos put it so brilliantly, and also because it's such a gross place, politics as well, and you tend to feel, like a very, very small person, when connected to, all these like big issues. But yet again, if we consider that, literature has been dealing with representation in this way, and at the same time we are dealing with this kind of new way of thinking about meaning, that it's something that you can operate on these signs, then maybe, we are in the position of, rethinking our own connection with meaning and say, well, maybe, literature for some time has not been political because there was this theory of representation that was kind of like holding it back. But if we change the theory of representation and then we actually go and interact directly with, with the systems that are, are kind of like putting our life together, that becomes political again. And if we actually
Second, I feel like a schizophrenic situation. It's very difficult to read your work from outside, feeling that you are reading somebody else. Right? That's for me. But at the same time, yes, it opened a completely different reader. and because that's something that I feel like a big challenge. How it's going to read, how it's going to read you, a person from a completely different culture, and that's something that is hard work for the translator. I think that the job made by Arthur McCallan, yeah, it is fantastic. I think he did a great job, and if you don't like it, it's completely his responsibility.
Paula, you read English, you give talks, you write journalism in English. Why do you keep writing in fiction in Spanish, but do the left-hand things in English?
Well, I'm just doing little experiments, both with fiction and with non-fiction in English. Actually, when I was, I don't know, like 24 or so, I wrote like a very small novel that you know, in English, but it was kind of following, you know, 18th century English style, which was, you know, the thing that I was fond of. So, I mean, I've always been in love with this language for quite some time, and yeah, I'm still experimenting with it. I'm not in a hurry to publish at all. I just enjoy writing much more than publishing, I would say. And regarding the translation, I had a lot of fun working with it. Mara Fey-Lethem, the translator, she's really fantastic. And I also was very happy because her husband, who is a very good friend of mine, Javier Calvo, who's also an author, he is translating freaking David Foster Wallace. So, I mean, if you could be in good hands, I mean, it's that marriage, absolutely. And so, well, it was fantastic. And all, you know, the emails and the comings and goings, and it was a great experience for me.